Hi, I'm Professor Tomlinson. This is a short tutorial to show you how to edit your first editing exercise, which is the Kuleshov Effect. Now, you can use other editing software. I'm just showing you Adobe Premiere Pro because that's what you have access to in Cook Library. So I'll show you how to do this using that software. The first step is to open up the software and then go to the Preferences and click General. And under General, I just want you to check this. Go to the timeline and look at this here, still image default duration. Make sure that's set for something like 3 seconds. That's going to work well for this assignment, so that's how I have it set. That when I bring in a still image, the default duration will be 3 seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and bring in my still image by selecting File, Import, and then I'll find the image that I downloaded. You have selected one from the folder of Vivian Maier photographs. I'm choosing number 10 and importing that. Now it's going to come up here in this window. Now I'm going to import 2 other images that I found. Like I've asked you to select some images of what the character might be looking away at in the when you cut away from your shot. So I found 2 images that I'm bringing in here. And then the next step is to make a new sequence. So under File, select New Sequence or Command N on the Macintosh. And the selection I'm going to make is under Digital SLR, DSLR 1080p 30. So that's 30 frames per second, 29.97 actually. And it has the correct aspect ratio that I've already set for your still image. And here I'm going to call it first name underscore last name underscore Kuleshov. Okay. And then the next step is to just click and hold and drag your photograph into the timeline. If you double click on it, it will actually pop up in your preview window so you can make sure you have what you wanted selected. And it's here in the timeline. And I can zoom in on that to see. Now, that should be held for 3 seconds. I've hit the space bar, 1, 2, 3, and that goes to black. Now I'm going to double click on one of these other images that I've selected, the ice cream man and a man in India. And I'm going to decide which one I'll put next. So I'm going to put the man in India walking on the street there next to my Vivian Maier old lady photograph. And then I'm going to take the Vivian Maier photograph again, copy that, and paste it. I did Command C to copy, edit, copy. And then I'm going to paste it right afterwards. So now I should have 3 images in sequence. 1, 2, 3. So if I play that back by hitting the space bar, 1, 2, 3, you'll see that this image was much larger. So do you see how it's different, the image on the left and the right? That's because it is, image is larger than 1920 by 1080. So in order to make it fit, I'm going to right click, which is control click in a Mac. I'm going to control click on that. And here I'm going to set to frame size, not scale to frame size. That will lose some image quality. I'm going to set it to frame size, and that should rescale it. Now, because it's not the same aspect ratio as my image, I'm going to size this down. You'll see that there's some black border around it, and I don't want that. So I'm going to double click on that image, and I should get these blue bars around it. And if I just click and pull, the other way to do that is under Effect Control. I can scale it up or down to make it fit the full window. I'm clicking and sliding to do that. It's having a little bit of a trick. So I'm going to do what I did before, is grab the blue window, double click, and size it up so that it fills the window. Now here I'm going to click fit to make you be able to see the whole image again, and then let's play it again. Bring it back, hit space, and watch my sequence through. So now, even though it's black and white in color, I think you get the sense that the woman could be looking at that scene. Okay, great. So let's go forward about 3 seconds. So here we are at 9 seconds. We're going to go forward to 12, just leaving some blank between the sequences. And now I'm going to take my original photograph again, put her here. And I'm going to take my other image, which is the ice cream server, put it there, and then put my woman there again at the end. So let's see what happens with this sequence. Same thing. The image is too large. So let's resize it. Again, right-clicking on the image, set to frame size, and then let's see how it looks. Good, but we have those black borders, so double-clicking on that, dragging it so that it resizes to be the right scale. And let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to just have a little bit of fun with it. This is enough. If you feel like that's enough, you've pushed yourself enough, that's fine. You can just export it at this point. But I'm going to show you some more things we can do to have a little bit of fun with this. So I'm going to actually resize this woman. Let's just make this a little smaller. Double clicking on that image, and on this, when we cut back to her, I'm going to just move in on her and slide it over so that her eyes are in the center of the screen. Now let's see how that looks. 1, 2, 3. That's looking good. What if we cut back to the ice cream server again? Copy that, Command C, or edit, copy, and then I'm going to turn on snapping so that you want that little magnet there, so it'll snap to the end of your shot. And I'm going to edit, paste. So now I go back to the ice cream man, and I'm going to make it zoom in a little bit on that ice cream cone so we can see the focus of her attention. And then let's go back to her one more time. Copy, paste, and on her image, I'm going to just zoom in a little bit more on her. Okay, let's see how this all looks. No, it doesn't. Looks like I didn't move in enough on the ice cream. Let's move in on that a little bit more. Okay. So that second shot. That looks good. So to have one more step of fun with this, I'm going to bring in some sound. Now, this is also optional. I encourage you to try it because it's going to help you moving forward. But if you feel like you've done enough already, you can turn in, all that's required is just the Kuleshov effect. But let's see what happens if we add some music. So I've downloaded a couple of little clips from Free Music Archive. Poddington Bear is the name of the musician. And I have 2 little clips. So let's see which one we put where. I play this. Kind of a little bit comical, a little bit mysterious. Let's hear this other one. More kind of strolling kind of music. I'm going to try the second one with this ice cream scene. So let's just see how that goes. I'm going to drag it here, start it at the beginning, pull back. Let's say fit, so this could be a little bit bigger. And let's try it. So I think it's looking pretty good. I'd be really happy to see if you make a sequence like that. That's really enough. You want to just find the end of the musical phrase. Let's hear. That seems like a good stop. So what I'm going to do is just pull out my last image. That's a pretty long time. Let's actually copy it one more time. Copy the ice cream and paste the woman. So we have one more set of shots at my end. That's the end of my music. So I'm going to take this little razor blade and cut the music there, and take my arrow tool, select this and delete it. And let's just shorten that. Maybe shorten the last ice cream a little and drag this over. And now let's see, I think we have a whole sequence. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit more on this ice cream. And a tiny bit more on the woman. Or we could zoom all the way back out again, you know. Let's see, it's up to you. So just want you to play around a little bit with the editing until you have a little sequence that you feel shows the Kuleshov effect well. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now, I want you to include both sequences. I'm just going to leave the first without any music and have one with music, one without music. So I'm going to go up here to File, Export, Media. And then I'm going to leave this set on H.264. If it's not set to H.264, that's what I'd like you to set it on. That's going to give you an MP4 file type, and that's going to be small enough to be able to put up into your Google Drive and send me a link. Okay, so it should match, the name should match what you named your sequence. Just leave it like that. Everything should be fine. Just set like that. So now I'm going to click Export. Might take it a little bit of time. And then we're going to wait and see, and I'll show you what it looks like. And that's exactly what I'd like you to do. Then put that project into Google Drive following the instructions that I'll give you in a different form. Okay, let's look for it. It's saving wherever I've set it to save. So here it is. Open it up. Let's enter full screen and let's play our little masterpiece. So this is the first part where we have no music. Just shot, reverse shot. And then our 3-second pause. Excellent. That's all I'd like you to do. And submit that, please, as your assignment for this week. Thank you.